Hey Hardin County, it's Michelle Lavis, and it's January 28th, and I'm here to report on the Hardin County Commissioners meeting. They had a couple things today. The sheriff came in and was checking on to make sure that their levy passed for the 911 dispatch. That was a big debacle on the last ballot, that didn't get approved, and so they're making sure that the language is correct on that. And they have since taken over the Dog Warden's position. The Dog Warden is now under the sheriff. And they're encouraging, Cody is out there, and they're encouraging him to go out door to door to make sure that if you bought a dog tag last year, that you are buying a dog tag this year, or if you don't have the dog anymore. And because of that, that's the revenue that supports the dog pound. So all their money that comes in really is from tags. So he needs to be out making sure that people are paying their tags. They are asking for the dog tags to go up. It hasn't gone up in price for over 10 years. It was always $20. They're allowed to legally increase that $2 every year. And so it's going to go up in $26 to $22 per dog tag, and that's going to allow them to do some repairs and things that they need to do out at the dog pound, and then also hire an assistant. They'll also be able to have a part-time assistant out there. They already have a lady that they would like to hire who does the cleaning of the area. I think they clean it twice a day. They go in and clean out the kennels, or twice a week, I don't know. But she works part-time out there doing that. And so they'd like to get her hired on. And they're asking not only for, so they want to increase the dog tags, which of course is going to make their budget bigger. But they're also asking that Cody, who is the dog warden, and then eventually the assistant, to be on the insurance for the county. So the county pay for their insurance rather than it coming out of the dog warden budget. So that will also give them some more space in their budget. So definitely some big fix. Tim thought he was favorable. Fred was not there today. Tim was favorable to the idea. They were going to look into it, so maybe a possibility for that. They've got 15 dogs currently that's able to be adopted out. They have 3 of them that are involved in a criminal case, so that's kind of interesting, what case that is. They're also looking at doing a foster program. They're working through the logistics of setting that up. They talked about the next gen 911 system. You saw that on WKTN or the Kenton Times. And the sheriff just said, we got picked to do that program. It's a pilot program because our 911 department is run well. And so they knew that they could get a good sense of how the program works because our program is doing well, and it's always nice because we're getting some of our state tax dollars back, and we get an improvement in technology because of this program. So like I said, it has to do with a GPS locator, that you can locate the calls, and not just the officer on location has a GPS, so able to track where these calls are coming from, rather than like they can do that in dispatch. The other thing is that it helps with calls that are from other counties. So if you get a call that's from the wrong county, they can route it a lot quicker to the appropriate county so it can be taken care of. So we kind of end up being a testing area for programs like this, where they work out the bugs and all those kind of things, but then we get the benefit of having that increased technology and resources. The other thing that the sheriff talked about is this leadership program that's from the John John Glenn College down in Columbus. Great college. Sergeant Holbrook went through it last year. Rich, I don't know Rich's name, they just called him by Rich, is going to go through that. It'll be 11 weeks that he'll be out, and then he'll also go to DC to do this training. They pay for it through the state, maybe some state grants, and then the gambling funds that come in. And it's just training, for leadership in the sheriff's department. And the sheriff just really said they're kind of moving a lot of people around, getting things situated. I think they have some retirements, that are happening, or people kind of moving around. And they're bringing on another chapel as the Burns is leaving, so he's kind of reducing his hours, or kind of bringing on another chapel from Huntsville. So a lot of movement there at the sheriff's station. Invenergy came in and gave their update. Hardin County Solar 2 is operational as of December 20th, so they're able to change over that designation. Well, I don't know. When we had other solar meetings with Mike involved, they wanted to get it changed before the end of the year so they could change over the tax ID of this land, which I thought that's what was going to happen. And then it would be generating, well, I suppose it'll be bringing in income in 25, but you won't see it until 26 for 2. But at the same time, they're bringing Hardin County Solar 3 is almost complete. They're going to start the reclamation process for 2 and 3 together. They're hoping to have it operational in Q1. So again, they were talking about not doing that paperwork until, kind of doing 2 and 3 together, which means that it won't be operational this year, and you're not really going to get the money until 27, so then you're going to have a delay. Tim wasn't real happy about that. I think there was some confusion in that respect. So again, until you actually see the money come in, do we really know? And are they pushing it back because there's been a lot of changes with the new president and the money that's going into green energy? Maybe they're hedging their bets a little bit and pulling back some. Who knows? We don't know. I just know they said they won't be getting that money because you have to accrue the money for a year and then it gets paid out. I don't know. So until 27. They did work with Roundhead and get so the places where the solar fields are, the EMSs, they need special training and special equipment to make sure they can fight fires, because the fires are different than in the solar fields than just regular structure fires. And so they signed a contract yesterday at their last meeting, and they're going to be using that contract for the other McDonald and what the other townships are there. So, going in that direction. They're also going to be working on a more detailed emergency preparedness plan in regards to those solar fields, so that everybody's on the same page and we have a plan if anything were to actually happen. And so that's very good. Adam over at EMS there, I think it's McGuffey area, is doing a lot of work on that. And so also they're waiting on the roads. So the roads have been tore up over there, especially Township 25 or 65. And so they're waiting to get the final checks to get that money released, so that in the spring the engineers can start going out and getting the money to the townships to fix those roads. So hopefully in the spring you'll start seeing some road repairs. There's going to be a switch over from Tyler and Jack, who have been coming in during the construction period, to the asset management team, and that's going to be Sean Burns, and he should be coming in the February. He'll come jointly, and then construction will phase out and go more to asset management. So still working on those projects. Hopefully we will see benefit from those here coming in the next year or two. we are receiving monies from Project One, so there's that. But Brad Bailey and Katie Henson came in, and they did go into executive session, a G3 for pending litigation. Prior to going into executive session, they did talk about that it was for Taylor Creek. Oh, I wrote it down somewhere. Taylor Creek and McDonald, I think, townships are doing the solar restriction, and the maps were incorrect, and so they've had to go back. I'm sure the solar companies have come back and with a correction, and so they have the updated maps, and then they'll reissue those, start the 30-day notification process again, and then set their meeting. So after the executive session, I went back in, and they had already voted on the first one, which was just to cancel the previous meeting date and then to issue the next new meeting date to be put into the newspaper. So again, I don't know what the actual changes are from one to the other, but they've corrected that, and so we can see that once the new maps come out. And I think that's about it. That was all for today. They were all wrapped up and ready to go by 11 o'clock. So I hope you guys are having a good day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.